Assalamu alaikum. This is Clifton Raheem Bradley of the Underground Railroad television show. I do a television show in Chicago every Saturday night at 10:30, and it comes on YouTube. And you know what? I'm going to put a link in there. I'm going to put a link in there where you can go look at the shows that I do. And we talk about New World Order. We talk about conspiracies. We talk about baseball coaches, and we talk about all type of things that are going on in the community, in the world. So you just can't narrow us down to just doing one thing. And I hope that this is improved, because what happened is I put more light where I am located at, and I'm learning how to navigate and use this. And all I have is my trusty little webcam, and I have some lights. But I have a television show that I did do, and what I am seeking to do is I want to promote one of them right now. And we did a television show in Chicago, entitled "Would the United States be better with Sharia law if all of the circumstances were put into place?" And that is something that we did, and I thought it was quite interesting. It was very interesting, seeing as though that we're a global show, and we didn't say anything that was disrespectful or hateful to anybody or anything like that. And we was just talking about Sharia law. So some people do not know. And what happened is I'm going to want to put the link. The link is already in there to the video. And you know what? I would like for people to go see this television show. And I had Imam Ali on, in the United States, from Chicago, Illinois. Okay, he was talking about basically we examining would Sharia law, Islamic law, be good for the United States of America if it was implemented the way the Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings be upon him, said that it should be implemented. It should be a caliphate. It has to be somebody in ahead. So these people that are doing all these things now, you know what, bombing people, killing people for the sake of Islam to try to spread it. This is not the way it's meant for it to be spread. And you know what, me and the Imam, and again, his masjid is called Sufi Masjid in Chicago, and they're located at 7930 South Kingston. It's really on the east side of Chicago. And Kingston is almost like about 5 blocks away from the lakefront. And people that are familiar with Chicago, it's close to 79th and Jeffrey and South Shore Drive, but it's close to the south. And his address is 7930 South Kingston. And his telephone number for people that would like for him to be a guest on this on the television show, radio show, or lecture, or something like that, is 1-312-937-8840. And we were examining Sharia law. And you know what? We came to a conclusion that the politicians, they more or less have set up they lie to the people. You know, not everything that comes out of their mouth, and it goes against the teachings of Islam for them to promote, to give a license to put alcohol in the community. And you know what? They're giving it sort of legalize opioids because there are people in in suburbia that's starting to take opioids, and they're getting ready to legalize marijuana. And for Muslims that don't know and other people that don't know, they also have made it where you know what there will be. It is a law the way they will be teaching young people in the school system in Chicago, Illinois, in the United States of America about the LGBT movement. That's the lesbians and gays about their community. And you know what? As a Muslim, this goes against the teachings of Islam. And Imam didn't like it. I didn't like it. And like I said, there are other people in the Islamic community that do not care for it. And these are bad vices. Gambling is not good for the community. Okay. And having all these food deserts is not good for the community. Selling alcohol is not good for the community. Women that are ladies of the night that are walking down the streets peddling their flesh for money. This is not good for the community. It is not good for the community to have a police force that knows where drugs are being sold at, because you know what, if a little boy in the community can tell you what a drug house is, the police most certainly know. And you know what, subhanAllah, this goes against the teachings of Islam. He came to the conclusion under the right circumstances, Islam would not just be the best thing for Chicago or the United States of America, the world. Because if it's implemented properly under the right circumstances, and again, we're not talking about bombing or killing somebody or trying to hurt somebody. We don't advocate violence. We don't advocate violence, no violence whatsoever. We don't advocate that, you know. And you know, when I was confronted with a question that I asked Imam Ali of the Sufi Masjid in Chicago, if he believed in the Sharia law. Somebody asked me to ask him this question. He is not advocating conducting violent operations in Chicago or the United States of America. So you know what, this we're not advocating or hurting anybody. Be no mistake about that, you know, because this will be spread by the will of Allah. But you know, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that one day it would be a war between the East and the West. But he said, in the end, my ummah, my whole Islamic family, will govern all of it. After they through fighting, and then the Dajjal will come back, and then Esau, Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, he will come back, and then it'll be on. You know, with Jesus, when Jesus comes back. And you know that this is something that Muslims and Christians both believe, that the Messiah will come back, but we believe that they will do two different things. And you know what, in the video, we discussed something. And what we discussed is, in Chicago, Illinois, you have 3 mosques that are working to plant seeds to spread Islam, because we believe that this is the right way of life. But in this Masjid Al Farouk, located at 89th and Stony Island, and they have a good imam over there, Uthman. He's from Mali. And my imam over on 47th in Woodlawn, you know, Muhammad Ali helped to build that mosque, Masjid Al Fatih, and you have other mosques called Manyun. think it's at 35th and Calumet in Chicago, but the imam's name is Abdullah. But the bad thing about it is each of the imams, I believe that they know that their mosques are places of worship, are under surveillance. And I think it is bad that the federal government would post agents outside to take pictures of Muslims that are coming to pray on Friday, which is a holy day for Muslims, that to take pictures of people that are walking in the mosque and to walk around and take pictures of license plates. You see who's coming out of the automobile so they can. I think it's bad, and you know what? The Muslims I know, like I said, we don't advocate violence, and there's something called the COINTELPRO, where these mosques have been infiltrated by agents, and it is very wrong to do something like that. It's very wrong to indoctrinate somebody in the Islam. And you may possibly be working for the FBI or the CIA, and move and indoctrinate them and teach them how to say Assalamu alaikum and Jazakallah. And of course, my Arabic is not strong at all. To indoctrinate them, to penetrate these Islamic mosques, and to have these mosques under surveillance. It is wrong. And you know what? Subhanallah to Allah, Allah is not pleased with those actions. And I think I like to say something about imams. It is wrong for imam to get in front of a television camera because the reporter did not do research on the Quran, the Sunnah, or the Hadith, and ask the imam, which is equivalent of a preacher, to ask him, does he believe in democracy out of the Republican Party? And you know what? And they say, yeah, we believe in democracy. This is not what Islam teaches. Believe in the Sharia law. And you know what? I am appalled when imams go up there and try to just get along because there's nothing wrong with Sharia law. And I like to spank the hands of reporters for not even doing the research to even ask them a question like that. I give Sean Hamilton somewhat of Fox Television. I give him a little credit because he does do some research, but again, I'm not a conservative. I think he goes overboard. He may arrest them. But like I said, the imams say one thing in front of the cameras, but behind the scenes, it's another thing. They believe in the Sharia law. But even if they say that in front of the cameras, the majority of the masses of Muslims believe that the Sharia law is the best thing for the people. But out of fear, they will not say that in front of the television cameras. And I think it's very sad to denounce what the Prophet of Islam, after them said that this is the best thing for the people, to try to get along with the news agency just because they're scared of retaliation. Because you know what? In reality, no more can be done to you than Allah wills. Because after it's all said and done, God is the one that's in control. But some imams or preachers, they don't realize that. But again, maybe I can say that because I say, like Dr. Khalid Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, I hold no official position. So I guess I can say that I believe in the Sharia law. And we talk about places being infiltrated by the COINTELPRO, FBI, and CIA, the Nation of Islam. You know, it was told that they have agents, they possibly have agents in there right now. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to say when he was living that these agents are welcome to sit up in the front row. But I think it's wrong what's being done to Muslims. I think it's wrong to have somebody dressed as a repairman to go in and fix something that's actually wrong, and they planting a camera the size of a microdot in the Islamic mosque and sending tape recorders, you know, to zoom in and I just think that I'm not gonna say think that it's wrong. I know that it's wrong. You know, for the federal government to have these masjids or places of worship under surveillance. It is wrong for them to put people in to indoctrinate them, to learn about Islam and to move up the chain of command, because you know some of these people are agents that get in to try to destroy Islam. So, and you know that's what that's what the show is all about. The one that we did possibly is, would the Sharia law, Islamic law, possibly be good under the right circumstances in America and the world? And you know what, I would like some type of feedback. And you know what, I like to know, is this show is, you know what, is the sound coming in a little better? Uh, is the lighting good? Is it too loud the way you have to turn down the volume of your sound? This because I'm going to be utilizing this device in the future, inshallah, if that's the will of Allah, where I can broadcast. But like I say, in Chicago, Imam's name is Imam Ali, and he's located at 7930 South Kingston in Chicago, Illinois. And his telephone number is 312-937-8840. And you know, if you have any type of comments, the way you would like to call me and leave me a message, my telephone number is 773-416-7555. You know, that is my telephone number, the way you can leave, you can give me a call. You know, if you agree with this, but you know what, but your feedback is welcome. And you know, it was something else the Imam said. We were talking about the congressman that made a comment about about Jewish lobbyists. There's so many Jewish lobbyists that are just lobbying, and they have so much control. You know, and you know what the Imam basically commented on that on the video, and he sent a message to the Anti-Defamation League, which is the Jewish Defense League, saying that, you know, basically he said nothing disrespectful, he said nothing hateful about the Anti-Defamation League. He said basically we need to get along. I mean, nobody that I know of is calling for the destruction of Israel. Nobody. But as Muslims, we do believe that their land is Palestinian land. We believe that. You know, we believe that the decisions made by the United Nations to give them their land, we believe that it is wrong. I'm talking about the majority. But then, like I said, but if you talk to an imam and they go on television and you know what, they'll try to dance around it and say, I don't want to talk about it right now. This is something that has to be decided. And we believe basically the Muslims that I believe, Muslims that I know believe that this Palestinian land. That doesn't mean that I hate Jewish people because I make a statement like that. I mean, I thought Hitler was a madman. And what he did by killing Jewish people or people that adopted their religion, Judaism, was totally wrong. I mean, no disrespect by even making a statement. I thought Hitler was a freak of nature. That's what I really thought he was. But this is my broadcast, and you know what? Again, I would like for you to share this video. That is something I would like to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put the link to this video. I'm going to put the link to this video so you I'm going to type in here Islamic law in the USA, and this is the link to the video. And you know what? I would like to see what your comments. Now, if I said something that was disrespectful to somebody, I'm sorry. This is the way I am. And like I said, again, I could say that, you know what, most Muslims want Sharia law because no matter what the Imam says, that's how most of the Muslims was just explained to them in the rank and file believe. But I will tell you what the Imam said in front of the cameras and what they say to the believers. This is entirely a whole different situation. And send a shout out to Andrew Chowdhury in the UK and England. They used to have Islam for the UK, and you know what he did? He did a great job. But like I say, I personally believe that he never advocated violence. He never said attach a bomb to yourself. He never told people to go off to fight in foreign lands to hurt anybody. And I thought him going to jail, Andrew Chowdhury, I thought that it was wrong. I thought that it was wrong. You know, I really did. But you have been watching the Underground Railroad television show. We come on in Chicago on Saturday nights at 10:30 on CAN TV, channel 19, 10:30 p.m. But we would love if you would comment on the video that was just made about would Islam, would Sharia law, Islamic law, be good for the USA and the world under the right conditions. And I want everybody to understand, I'm saying under the right conditions. It's got to be a plea for this ahead of this other stuff that Boko Haram is doing and Taliban is doing. This is wrong because you know what? You don't kill innocent people. You don't take women kidnapped and impregnate. You don't tell women that they cannot get an education. These are not the teachings of Islam. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off and give me a comment if you like the video. And again, I'm going to put the link to the video that I would like for you to see about what I'm talking about. I would like for you to comment and thank you. And I would like to leave everyone. I'm going to say peace and blessings be upon you. Assalamu alaikum to everybody, the Muslims are all over the globe that are having a hard time dealing with oppression, and the Muslims in France and all over where you can't even wear the burqa no more. And my salams out to you. Salams to the UK, who has Sharia law in small pockets in England. And you know what? I want the deen to spread, but I do not want bloodshed, because you know what? There's no compulsion, I guess, in Islam. I want to spread through peace, love, and understanding. And that's what I believe in. Islamic.